So we haven't talked about Virginia in a while, and we're a bit overdue. And that's because, as has become tradition since Democrats took over the state Congress last November, nowadays when Virginia does something, it does it a little special. So welcome to Virginia being extra. Virginia is now the 28th state to issue a stay-at-home order, but it is also the only one that has so far extended that order until June 10th specifically. And what's so interesting about that date is that it just so happens to be one day after the state primary. It also just so happens that a Democratic senator is up for re-election, and there is a long list of Republicans running for that seat. There are also no Democrat challengers to the Democrat incumbent, according to Ballotpedia. And there are, oddly enough, 6 House seats up for grabs.
I knew it! Government conspiracy.
Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, Ralph Northam has already engaged in his fair share of shady shit. This new order was announced on Monday and shuts down all non-essential businesses, public beaches, limits use of campgrounds, and basically tells people they need to stay inside unless they're getting essential food, medical attention, or properly distanced exercise.
Well, in Virginia, Governor Clanrobe's blackface is threatening people with jail time for going outside.
Violation of the order is a Class 1 misdemeanor punishable by a fine of up to $2,500 and 12 months in jail. For realsies. Section B of paragraph 1 does provide an exemption for seeking government services, but seeing as that's being lumped in with seeking medical care, social services, and law enforcement, I'm guessing it means more along the line of entitlement programs and things like that. I don't think elections are technically considered a service.
Except, there's this election next week.
There's also paragraph 7 that says nothing in the order shall limit a list of things, including operation of government. But the order forbids all public and private gatherings of over 10 people. There are exceptions, but none of the listed exceptions include the word election. What's interesting is that there are also town elections happening on May 5th. Now, the Virginia Department of Elections is encouraging voters to register online and has a notice that all citizens may register for absentee ballots for the May elections. This notice does not mention the June primary. Regardless of whether or not this is just a simple oversight, the state website asks those who are voting absentee to register for those ballots online. This obviously presents an issue for older folks who might not be so great with the technology and the internets. Hey, you're okay.
That's something from the
Google.
alphabets.
You have to say, hey, Google, or okay.
Hey, Google. Okay, Google.
There are also strict guidelines around who can request an absentee ballot and why. Other states, including Ohio, Georgia, and New York, have already postponed elections until May or June, arguing that holding elections would violate CDC guidelines. Some states, like Wisconsin, Alaska, Wyoming, and Hawaii, are going full steam ahead and are instead planning to send absentee ballots to all registered voters. Virginia, again, has announced no such plans. Absentee ballots have to be specifically requested. The DNC has also come out and told states that they cannot hold primaries after June 9th, or else will have a mandatory 50% reduction in delegates. The DNC is also telling states to automatically mail ballots to voters, but again, that's not happening in Virginia. The GOP has voiced their concerns about this, and Virginia's party chairman has written a letter to Northam, as has the state Republican caucus, pointing out the curious nature of the shutdown date. They asked for public clarification as to why he chose June 10th in order to mitigate concerns about voter suppression. A spokeswoman for Northam merely responded that the administration is looking at their options and accused Republicans of engaging in partisan politics. What with all the other state shenanigans that have gone on this year, I would strongly encourage anyone watching this who happens to live in Virginia to call up your state government and figure out what exactly the plan is. The general deadline for absentee ballots is listed as June 2nd. That's your Liberty-related news for the day. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check out the partners down in the description and call up your government if you live in Virginia. They are, after all, supposed to be working for you. even though they don't act like it. If you enjoy my work and want to help support it in other ways, because apparently in pandemic times I am now a full-time YouTuber, at least temporarily, you can find me on Patreon and Subscribestar, or give a one-time donation through PayPal or crypto. Until next time, thanks for tuning in and helping me to spread the message of liberty.